This slide shows you the 4 steps that typically an IDD approach should take. And step 1 is the stakeholders coming up with outcome-based KPIs. KPIs refers to key performance indicators, right? So clearly define the challenge statement to meet the desired outcome and derive values. We'll be giving some examples of this later. So once the clients and the various stakeholders, they are able to come up with the outcome-based KPI, then they can go and explore what are the processes, okay, that can be streamlined so that they can achieve their outcome-based KPI. So they will need to identify the process bottlenecks and brainstorm innovative countermeasures to overcome them. Okay, and all this while there will be different types of data, okay, different types of technology that may be used in order to achieve the KPI or for process streamlining. So we will need to make sure that the information standards, okay, is using a consistent platform so that the different data, okay, they can talk to each other, okay, they can be ported from one program to another program. The different type of technology can be put together, okay. So we want to streamline critical information exchanges and to define the data standards. So there will be a lot of different types of data. So finally, we will need to make sure that we have a common data environment, whereby we set up a common data environment and apply digital technologies to support the streamlined processes. So for example, okay, you can have a kickoff meeting where the project stakeholders will want to discuss what are the KPIs that are of importance to them. So it could be, for example, they want to reduce the construction period from 30 months to 26 months. So once you have established that this is one of your KPI, then the different stakeholders that is playing a major role along the different phases of the project. For example, the design phase, the construction phase, or the fabrication phase, or the operation and maintenance phase. They will then work to find out, okay, what they can do during that individual stages that can help to reduce the construction period. So for example, the designers can say that they want to have a early design confirmation, right? Then the builders can say that, oh, in order to achieve this, they want to reduce the floor cycle time. And the fabricators say that, well, they want to maximize the pre-production stage, right? And this FM, facility management team, they may say that, well, they want to reduce the defects. So once the strategies, okay, are established in order to meet the KPI, then we can go on to look at the process, okay, or to streamline the process, enable to allow us to meet all our these strategies. Okay, so for example, okay, we can digitize the shop drawings approval. That could be one way, okay, to make it faster, okay, for the different parties to be able to start work, and therefore we can finally meet the KPI, right? So then we look into the downstream phases, okay. So the fabrication requirement and the FM requirements will probably needs to be surfaced up to the designer, okay, so that the designer is able to take that into consideration when they are doing the design, okay, to be able to allow the streamlining. And you need to have a common information standards, okay, in order for the various forms of information to be exchanged, right? And you need to have a common data environment. Okay, right? And finally, okay, you can have say computational BIM, okay, or virtual reality in order to help you in the design stage, right? BIM to field resource tracking during the construction stage, yeah, automation in the fabrication stage, okay, and building sensors, okay, in the maintenance stage. So that is an example, okay, of how we can kickstart the IDD process. This is a more detailed zoom down into what entails outcome-based KPI. Now, if let's say the outcome-based KPI is in terms of reduction in time, for example, you want to make sure that you complete on time, or you want to shorten the construction period, or reduce the amount of extension of time, yeah, or during the design phase, these are some of the more specific, okay, outcome-based output that can be achieved in order to ensure that you can meet the overall savings in time. For example, the design team agreed that the design should be completed within a certain month, okay, or there could be a certain amount of improvement in the time spent for design confirmation, or there could be a certain amount of time savings in generating design options through the computational BIM. That is for the design team. Okay. For the fabrication team, they could say that in order to meet the specific KPI on time reduction, they are going to shorten, okay, this PPVC or DFMA production lead time by certain weeks. They want to have a certain percentage of time savings in the production monitoring and manpower tracking. They want to have a certain percentage of saving in the time, okay, when they are receiving orders digitally. They want to have zero delivery delays. They want to have a range of 95 to 100% delivery on time in full. Yeah, so that is what the fabrication team can aspire to do in order to meet this particular key KPI. And the construction team, they can say that they want to have a certain percentage of improvement in the construction drawing approval latency. Percentage improvement, okay, on the construct plan reliability, okay, reduce the installation time by a certain module per run, on-time completion percentage, percentage improvement in timeliness of progress updating report, percentage time savings in preparing and processing digital payment. And the facility management team could say that they aspire to have percentage productivity improvement in as-built verification and documentation, achieve, for example, 90% turnover of defects within 14 days. So these are some of the things that the different teams can do in the different phases to achieve the overall KPI of time savings. So if the KPI is not really time savings, but is manpower savings, okay, you want to have a manpower savings or increase employee satisfaction or to reduce the turnover rate, then the design team's strategy could be they want to reduce the man-hour spent by a certain percentage through design optimization. The fabrication team can then say that, well, they want to have a certain percentage of manpower saving through inventory tracking during the production stage and delivery. And they want to have certain percentage of manpower savings from fabrication automation. The construction team can also say that, well, they want to have a certain percentage of manpower savings in optimized on-site planning and resource management. And they want to increase the workers' satisfaction over time. And lastly, the facility management team can say that they want to have improvement of the facility management staff competency in using BIM for maintaining, okay, the assets and the physical spaces. Perhaps another key outcome-based KPI could be safety. whereby the stakeholders want to improve the site's safety process, or they want to have zero accident. Yeah. So in order to achieve this, again, the design team can then look at certain specific strategies. Yeah. They can say that, okay, we want to have a design for safety approach. We want to reduce the number of waivers related to safety. Right? The fabrication team can say that they are going to reduce the number of safety incidents by a certain percentage. Yeah? The construction team can say that they want to reduce errors in crane hoisting. Okay? For example, by virtually simulating the hoisting path, or they want to have percentage improvement in the permit to work submission, percentage improvement in lodging non-conformances during safety inspection, and percentage improvement in producing safety audit reports. Quality could be another important KPI that is of interest to the various stakeholders. So in that sense, okay, the outcome-based KPI for quality could be to improve the turnaround of quality inspection, or to reduce the number of defects, or to increase the client's satisfaction. In order to do all this, again, the design team can have certain strategies to achieve that. They can say that they want to reduce the number of revisions and design changes. They want to have a good quality frozen design model that is handed over to the contractor. The fabrication team can say that they want to reduce the number of defects arising from fabrication errors. They want to reduce the number of fabrication drawings resubmissions. The construction team can say that they plan to have a reduction in the time span for inspection approval. They want to have a reduced number of rework due to workmanship and wrong installation. They want to have reduced number of fabrication drawing resubmissions. And finally, the FM team can say that they want to aim for not more than one re-inspection for TOP. They want to have a percentage improvement in defects rectification turnaround. They want to reduce the number of defects. Cost is one of the things that everybody is looking at in a typical project. So definitely, outcome-based KPI may include certain requirements on cost. So it could be, for example, to reduce costs through reduction in rework or reduction in material wastage. To achieve this outcome-based KPI in cost reduction, the design team could target improved client decision-making. Yeah. The fabrication team can target cost savings in DFMA, okay, the mold production, or percentage reduction in the change order, okay, issued to the offsite factory. The construction team can target a percentage reduction in abortive work on site, or percentage reduction in material wastage. And the FM team can target percentage cost savings in commissioning handover, or percentage savings in operational costs through Smart FM.